In this episode, I am going to make the Andesite alloy factory, and I am also willing to make a tree farm, and I might try to do my first jetpack. So stay with me because this is going to be amazing. Hello everyone and welcome back to the 5th episode of All You Can Build, because if you can dream it, you can build it. Well, a lot of things happened between the 4th and the 5th episode, the current episode, because I have done some decorations here and there. I've managed to make a really nice road for the truck, which is going down to this very place where the track factory is operating. Oh, actually, here is the truck. Look how cool it is, and the chicken is the driver. I have installed threshold switches to these item vaults because they were overflowing like really badly. So I've just made this threshold switch, so whenever these containers hit 80% of item capacity, it shuts off the whole system. Like here is the signal sender, and the same thing applies to here, to this item vault, and to here. For sure, these are not sending out signals because they are not even close to the 80%. And the reason is because this is actually getting deployed here, so nothing is in this item vault, so it might be a little bit cheaty. But this, as you can see in the villa, it is filled up with 11,000 iron nuggets, which is a lot. And this whole system was overflowing, so I've just put here a switch, a clutch, and this is the receiver part. As you can see, this small satellite around the redstone torch. And yeah, it just shuts it off. Whenever this item vault will drop below 80%, the whole system will start over again. Oh, and I forget to mention that this truck is actually operating with this small system, which is actually an underground track system. And there is this small train here. And yeah, it operates just as a normal train would operate, but it's just under the ground, so it's all hidden. And for sure, to make a train, I had to do sturdy sheets. And although I have not included it in the previous episode, I have done this little system between the two episodes. But don't worry, because I am just going to walk you through all this thing. Oh, there is a squirrel, and I have to mention that I've actually named this whole thing Squirrel Hill. So let's get back to the sturdy sheets. So I am just dropping obsidians right on the top of these grinders, and these grinders will grind it down to obsidian dusts. And the obsidian dust is going all the way underneath this spout, which is not filled with lava, but it should be filled with lava. It is dripping some lava on the obsidian dust, and here are two presses which are pressing the obsidian dust, and it makes sturdy sheets. It is really straightforward. I've made this small thing, it contains the lava. I place the lava here, and then this just sucks it up and drives it into this float tank. And on the top of this, I've placed a crank, and this whole thing is actually getting sucked into this spout with just twisting the crank. And I'm powering it with 3 small water wheels. That's really cool, huh? And I was just about to make this whole thing a flat area, so cover this whole thing with dirt, and then just, you know, shortcut the whole thing and not make a hill there, a hill here, some stones, some rocks, but just cover this whole area with dirt, and then I have to deal only with that part, which is not connected to this whole thing. But I think at the end of the day, this whole thing looks amazing. And I have another thing to mention. I was on an adventure last night because I was having some free times, and I was like that I had to find a jungle somewhere. So I just went on a big trip, and I found some really cool places. Here are some pretty nice marks on the map. I'm not going to tell you what it is going to be, but this is going to be amazing. It is totally not create related, but it's going to be something more excited that you would not expect. But for sure, if some of you are familiar with this mod, then you can probably tell it by just looking at the place on the map. And so I've made an adventure last night, and I placed some waystones. So it is amazing because I was like, oh yeah, here's my main base, and I can just make really long train tracks all along underneath these mountains, on these plains, and just, you know, make a train station here, make a train station here, and just connect the whole area. There are a lot of really cool villages, like here I put these waystones mostly next to villages, and here are some cool stuff that I can really explore in the future. I didn't want to explore anything exciting without you guys seeing it. And I also went this way. There were not many waystones, but I technically found a desert. I needed a desert. I found this small village here. Here is a swamp, and there are a lot of cool stuff as well. Like here is a pyramid, and here are some witch huts and witch villages. And so as you can see, that are the very famous villages. I've named all of them mostly to represent something that can be found in this very area. Like Hillfort is mainly next to a hill, on a hill. Stallion Plains contains a lot of horses. Fox Rivers, this is where I am at now. There are no foxes around yet, but foxes are probably my favorite animals, so I named it anyway. And the rivers is because there are a lot of rivers around. Giant's Shade, this is mainly mammoth wood, a mammoth tree woods. Jerboa Desert, Jerboa is that small jumpy mice that can be found in the deserts. That's technically a desert. And here is the Siren Shores. It is basically a shore next to sea, and there was a siren accident off camera, but we are going to visit that site again. And this is where we stand right now. I think it doesn't look very bad, and we can totally work with it. I haven't done these buildings now, but I'm going to do it in the future, don't worry. And I'm going to just flatten this area right here. So there are a lot of things to do, but in this episode I am just going to solve this problem here with this item vault where a lot of iron nuggets are stacked up, and I'm going to make the Andesite alloy factory, which is going to be a little bit hard because it's not the easiest thing to make Andesite, but I'm going to do that anyway, so I cannot escape this thing here. And I am also willing to make a tree farm, and I might try to do my first jetpack. So stay with me because this is going to be amazing. And to make the Andesite alloy factory, the first thing that I have to do, if Skeleton would be so kind not to hit me while I'm recording. So with an arrow in my right eye, I am going to repeat what I just wanted to say. So to get Andesite alloys, I have to have Andesite for sure. That's pretty straightforward. And to get Andesite, I have to have flint, gravel, and lava, and for sure a press. And to get Andesite, and to make this whole thing happen, I'm going to set up this dripstone kind of lava farm. So I'm just going to put lava on top of the dripstones, and those are going to fill up the cauldrons, and I am just going to suck out all the lava from them to this press. So this is what I'm going to do now. Wish me luck because this is going to be probably the hardest thing that I have to acquire. And to get dripstone, I am going to use the nature's compass if I can find anything really nice. So there is a dripstone cave 270 blocks away, so let's visit that. Alright, it says it's somewhere right around here. As you can see, the distance is really low, so let's dig down. Alright, here are the dripstones, not many to be fair, but I mean, it's probably enough. Let's see about that. Alright, so set up this whole thing. Alright, let's put these here. Let's put this one here. Let's place down the tanks, the cogwheels, and the water wheel. Alright, it started to fill it up, so it works. It truly works. I have the infinite lava pool here. I mean, it's not infinite, but it's all still lava. Is there a word such as still lava? I don't know. If still water exists, then this exists as well. So, the first step of the Andesite alloy factory is done. Alright everybody, so here is the thing. I have finished the Andesite alloy factory, and I'm just gonna walk you through this whole thing because it is a mess and it is so big. So I'm just going to show you. So I've reduced the size of this fluid tank because it doesn't need to be that big. And I've also placed a threshold switch here which is detecting whether the fluid tank is at 95%. When it is, then it turns out this whole system, which will not pump out any more lava. And here is the Andesite factory. So basically what is going on here is that on the top there is a cobblestone generator, which drops the cobblestones into the millstones, which then drops down to 2 additional millstones, and it makes flint. On the other hand, the other 2 millstones are not getting crushed again, so it is only making gravel. And in this item vault, I'm collecting gravel and flint because all are needed for making andesite. And I also have a threshold switch for that. And right here, the gravel and the flint is getting dropped into this basin and the lava is getting pumped into it. And as soon as it is done, everything is good to go to the storage drawer, which will then make it go here. And in this basin, the andesite alloy will be produced. And I am willing to drop the iron nuggets here. So it looks pretty big, and I know that it is just a bit too much, but I mean it's a compact machine here, especially. And I also have to mention that I've used inspiration from Foxy No Tail because he has this amazing double layer of millstones for making andesite alloys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I have to give credit to Foxy. And just another thing that was done in the meantime, I have built this general machinery hall, which looks like this. I made it in the meantime when I had no time to record videos, and I think it looks stunning. I've used a lot of details. I've used create blocks to make some amazing details, and I've named it Squirrel Hill because, well, there are a lot of squirrels around. But now for sure there are not any, just to prove me wrong, and inside here is everything. And today I am also willing to make the precision mechanism factory, which is pretty straightforward. It is really compact, and I would recommend everyone to use it because it is just amazing. You don't have to manually do anything. So I'm going to head home. I am going to check for everything which I have prepared for making it. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to place down a 4 long belt here. Then I am preparing a 3 long item vault. Right here, I'm going to place this funnel, and here another. Make sure that this is pointing towards the item vault and this is pointing away from it. And then I am just placing down the deployers. I'm going to make a filter to filter out every precision mechanism. I have to tick in ignore data because it means items match regardless of their attributes. So it means that precision mechanisms with every kind of levels will be accepted. There we go. Let's place it here. I'm going to extend them to be a 5 long belt. And this is it. This is pretty much it. I'm going to place down 2 chests, funnels, and this is it. And the idea behind it is that every golden plate will be transported here. It will be provided with the small cogwheel, with the big cogwheel, and with the iron nugget. And for sure, it will not be complete at first. So then, because of this filter, it will go inside the item vault, go around, and then be dropped here to go another round, to be provided with the small, the large, and the iron nugget. And then it will go round and around until it is completed. And after that, because of this filter, it will be not accepted to this item vault, so it will just overflow to this chest as a completed precision mechanism. I've also placed 3 hoppers on top, so it will be easier to feed the deployers. And now everything works and done. Alright, I have to continue this video because I'm going to run out of time. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I have also filled up this whole place. I'm going to insert photos here. I've also placed down the roads, so the iron nuggets will be perfectly transported to the andesite alloy factory. So yeah, it was a huge amount of manual work, but fortunately I have this builder wand mod inside this mod pack, which helped me a lot to create this whole thing. As you can tell, it is hollow from the inside and it doesn't look so good, but I'm going to light it up eventually. But now this is just because of aesthetics, maybe. I tried to make it so natural, and I don't know if I managed to do that perfectly, but I mean it's not that bad. And right now my task is to make a tree farm. Yes, it is going to be probably a bigger project than the Andesite factory behind me, or maybe not. I will try to keep it simple and make it so everyone can understand what is going on and how I am usually doing my tree farms in Create Minecraft. So let me collect all the necessary resources and then we are off to go to a new place, which will be my tree factory or lumberyard, or call it whatever you want to. At the end of the day, it's the same. Alright, so this is the plan. It should look like this. I'm going to make oak wood, walnut, birch, archwood, dark oak, and spruce. Alright, everything is here. This is what I will briefly need. I'm just going to clean up my inventory a little bit because it's a huge mess. Alright, first things first, let's start with the simple things. I'm going to set up the whole machine's core here. I'm planning to make it like so. I'm placing just holder blocks. It is oak log at the moment. And in every places where I'm going to grow trees, I am placing item walls. So it can collect everything that is going to be cut down. I hope it will work. It's still a little bit like experimental, let's say that, but I hope it will work. It should work. I'm going to place down the mechanical saws so everything will be cut down perfectly on the other side as well, because it is going to go back and forth, so it has to cut in every ways and every angles. And now let's place the deployers. I'm going to place them like so. I need 2 deployers for the 2x2 trees for sure. And I will need just 1 deployer for each and every 1x1. I'm going to filter them. And now I want to put this redstone contact right underneath it and place another one facing that one. I'm also going to place another one here. And I am going to place this portable storage interface right on the side of this wall. I'm going to place an item wall here just to collect everything for now, and later for sure I will just make sure that everything is separated in different ways, but now I have to have this. Let's make sure that it works well. I'm going to mark it with the glow ink sac and another one here as well. These are all emitting the signal, so these are not receiving, because we have to know when this contraption arrives here, we have to know that it is here. So how we can do that? Like so, to emit power to a receiver, which will be right around here, but I have to work on this first. So I am willing to set it up with the gantry system, so I will have to have the gantry, shafts, and the carriage. So let's set it up, and let's set up the carriage as well. And now I am going to dig down here to deal with the power. So at first, place down the gear shift here, and then we have to place down the redstone link and set it to receive. But you cannot see that it is receiving because it was in the block. But now you can see that it is receiving with that satellite, and now it is good. The really important thing is to glue this whole thing together. Oh, and I am actually mistaken for that, because I have to switch it. Because right now the receiver would be also connected to the whole system, and I would like to avoid it totally. And now, since it is working, it has to do something. Well, it actually does, or maybe not. Alright, so I find a solution. I was so stupid that I didn't think about it, and I even did this in my previous series in Chris's Modded Adventures, or Odyssey, and I was just so stupid to not know this. So basically I have these redstone contacts, and for sure they have to emit the power in both sides, but then I have to make it to go down here and receive it here, and this is basically a T flip-flop, which means that anytime a redstone contact, either that or this, is lighted up, then it will emit a signal to this T flip-flop, and it will turn in and turn out this this comparator, which will then, as you can see now, it's turned in, which means that it is going that way, and when it reaches that one, then the T flip-flop will turn it off and it will come back. Oh my god, I was so stupid that it was not my first thought when I messed this whole thing up. But yeah, it works. It works now. All right, and now that everything is done, I'm just going to plant the trees. Okay, let's see. Please. Oh yeah, it places the saplings. All right, looks like it does its job. It looks like, oh yeah, it's working pretty well. All right, I'm happy, and this is just amazing. It works finally. I'm going to force load it. And the hardest part is done. Now it's time to build something. And now let's make the jetpack. That's going to be the last segment of this episode. For the jetpack, the only fancy thing that I will have to have is this heat engine, and it requires a lot of things, but don't worry because I'm going to do it anyway. Well, the thing is that it is not going to go around because it is not set it up for this one, but at least it can do it. All right, now maybe. Let's see. Oh yeah, there is the jetpack. Oh yeah, it has to go like that. So the jetpack is in my offhand and the coal is in my other hand. All right, let's see. Oh my god. And what if, how can I, oh yeah, I can hover like this. A jetpack, which is amazing. I'm so happy for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So everyone, I would like to thank you all for your really appreciated attention. I know it was a chaotic, oh my god, because of the smoke. I look like a diesel car. So thank you all so much. I was really happy that I could do all these things in this episode and that I finally made the tree farm, which was my biggest worry. And I would like to invite you to the next episode because something special will happen in that. So take care everybody, I wish you all an amazing week, and don't forget to join my Discord as well to be notified about the newest things and my builds and my schematics. I've also uploaded the schematics to my Discord about this one and the Iron Factory, so don't forget to check them out. Take care everybody and see you in the next one. Bye bye.